Samsung's 20,000 mAh battery experiment, a game changer or warning sign. For years, smartphone users have shared the same frustration. No matter how powerful phones become, battery life still feels like the weakest link. While Chinese smartphone brands have recently pushed battery sizes past 8,000 mAh, Samsung has always played it safe. Even its most premium flagship phones, like the Galaxy S25 Ultra, still rely on a relatively modest 5,000 mAh battery. But what if Samsung is secretly working on something far more extreme? According to a recent rumor, Samsung SDI, Samsung's battery division, has been testing a massive 20,000 mAh dual-cell silicon-carbon battery. If true, this would completely rewrite what we think is possible in a smartphone. So today, let's break down what this rumored battery actually is, why it's so different from current phone batteries, what went wrong during testing, and whether this technology is really meant for smartphones at all. The rise of big smartphone batteries. Over the past year, we've seen a clear trend emerge, especially from Chinese manufacturers. Phones with 7,000 mAh, 8,000 mAh, and even larger batteries are becoming more common. Thanks to silicon-carbon battery technology, manufacturers can now pack more energy into the same physical space compared to traditional lithium-ion cells. This shift has raised expectations. Users now want phones that can last 2 full days or even longer without constantly hunting for a charger. Samsung, however, has remained conservative. The company is focused on efficiency, software optimization, and safety rather than raw battery size. That's why this new rumor is so shocking. Samsung's rumored 20,000 module cell battery. According to a tipster, Samsung SDI has been experimenting with a dual cell battery setup totaling 20,000 mAh. Let that sink in for a moment. That's 4 times larger than the battery in Samsung's current flagship phones. The leaked configuration reportedly looks like this. A 12,000 mAh cell with thickness of around 6.3 mm, paired with an 8,000 mAh cell measuring about 4 mm. Combined, these two cells form a dual-cell battery system designed to deliver extreme endurance while balancing power output and charging performance. If implemented in a smartphone, this would be a revolutionary leap, potentially offering multiple days of usage on a single charge. Testing results: insane battery life. During internal testing, the rumored battery reportedly achieved around 27 hours of screen on time, approximately 960 full charge cycles per year. To put that into perspective, most smartphones today average 6 to 9 hours of screen on time, about 500 charge cycles before noticeable degradation. If these test results are accurate, this battery could redefine what all-day battery life truly means. Heavy gaming, 4K video recording, GPS navigation, social media scrolling, all without worrying about battery anxiety. At least that was the dream. The major problem? Battery swelling. Unfortunately, the story doesn't end on a high note. According to the same sources, the battery testing reportedly did not end well. Shortly after testing concluded, the battery allegedly developed swelling, which is one of the most serious warning signs in battery technology. Another tipster claims that the 8,000 mAh cell, originally 4 mm thick, swelled to approximately 7.2 mm. That's nearly double its original thickness. Battery swelling is not just a cosmetic issue. It can damage internal components, crack displays, reduce lifespan, and in worst cases, pose serious safety risks. For a company like Samsung, which has faced battery-related controversies in the past, this kind of issue is a massive red flag. Why silicon-carbon batteries are risky? Silicon-carbon batteries are powerful, but they're also challenging. Compared to traditional lithium-ion batteries, they offer higher energy density, support larger capacities in smaller spaces, but they are more prone to thermal expansion. As silicon absorbs and releases lithium ions during charging cycles, it expands and contracts far more than graphite. Managing this expansion is one of the biggest technical challenges battery engineers face. At extreme capacities like 20,000 mAh, even small stability issues can quickly become major structural problems. This could explain why the battery performed well initially, but failed when long-term durability was tested. Was this battery ever meant for smartphones? Here's where things get interesting. Several analysts believe that this battery may not have been designed for smartphones at all. Samsung SDI also develops batteries for electric vehicles, energy storage systems, industrial applications. 1,000 mAh dual-cell battery could make far more sense in compact EV systems, portable power solutions, experimental energy storage prototypes. The smartphone rumor may simply be a misunderstanding or an early-stage test that was never intended to reach consumers. Why Samsung still tests extreme concepts. Even if this battery never makes it into a phone, the experiment itself is valuable. Testing extreme designs allows Samsung to push material limits, gather failure data, improve safety systems, develop future generation battery tech. The lessons learned from this failed test could eventually lead to safer 8,000, 10,000 mAh smartphone batteries, longer battery lifespans, faster charging with lower degradation. Sometimes, progress comes from discovering what doesn't work. What this means for the future of smartphones. While a 20,000 mAh smartphone battery may not arrive anytime soon, one thing is clear: battery innovation is accelerating. Within the next few years, we're likely to see larger batteries without thicker phones, better heat management, longer-lasting silicon carbon cells, more aggressive battery strategies from Samsung. Samsung may not be leading the capacity race yet, but it's clearly preparing for a future where battery life becomes a major competitive advantage. Final thoughts. This rumored 20,000 mAh battery is both exciting and cautionary. On one hand, it shows just how far battery technology could go. On the other, it reminds us why safety, stability, and reliability matter more than headline numbers. Whether this battery was meant for smartphones or not, it proves one thing: Samsung is quietly experimenting behind the scenes. And the next big battery breakthrough may be closer than we think. Until then, take this rumor with a grain of salt. But keep your eyes on the future, because the battery revolution is just getting started.